You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's sending me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Santa Lucia, Nate's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Can you stand up, Ben? What? Seemingly out of the blue, Nate gets up from his chair and gestures for me to do the same. Okay. Excuse me, everyone. I have an announcement I'd like to make. Nate addresses the rest of his class, which manages to get their attention. Oh no, he's not going to do what I think he's doing. Is he? Most of you have already met Ben, right? There's some nods and affirmations from the students on the farther end of the table. He's the one who showed up to class a couple weeks ago, right? Yes, he is. Everyone's eyes are on me now. Sheesh, how can they stand this? This is what they call stage fright, isn't it? Well, as of 1 week ago, we're officially dating. My eyes widen briefly. He's my boyfriend. Surprisingly, nobody has a bad reaction to the news. Everyone's very supportive, congratulating Nate and I. Well, everyone except the bull, who just sits there with his mouth agape. Once everyone's finished, the two of us sit back down at our seats. Oh, I'm so happy for you two! Thanks. Congratulations! Thank you. And Candace sits forward and looks over at the two of us. Then she nods her head. You look cute together. I approve. Ah! Thanks, darling. That means the world to me. Hey, Ben? Yeah? The bull once again peers down at me from across the table. Seems like he has something on his mind. Are you gonna eat that? I don't think it'll taste great cold. Oh, right. I look down at my still untouched plate. Thanks for reminding me. I'll get on it. He flashes a quick smile at me before returning to his own meal. Now that things have settled down, I have a moment to breathe. You alright, darling? You look a bit shaken. Yeah, I'm fine. But did you need to make such a spectacle out of us getting together? Oh, relax, Ben. If we can't enjoy and share the little moments of our life, then what's the point? I suppose. I'll get you out of your shell someday, hun. He gently rubs my back for a few seconds. So, how was journalism? Oh, yeah, about that. It went well, but I've got a big assignment I have to take care of. Ooh, what is it? I need to write an article for the school newspaper. Ooh, that sounds fabulous. Have you figured out what you're going to write about? Yeah. I scratched behind my ear and looked the other way. I was wondering if I could write about the play your class is planning to perform. Oh my god! That's so exciting! We're gonna be in the newspaper! School newspaper. I held up a finger to try and correct him. He once again stands up and addresses the rest of his class. Listen up, everyone! Ben just told me he's going to write an article about us for the newspaper. School newspaper! I interject, more forcefully this time, making sure that the rest of them know how to keep their expectations in check. Oh, yeah. Chatter begins to roll across the table. That sounds cool. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. Oh, so you're a journalism student. That's pretty cool. Wow, I've never been in a newspaper before. So far, it seems like the idea is a resounding success. Candace clears her throat, which draws the attention of the rest of the group. This is all well and good, but you'll likely need approval from our professor first. Yeah, that makes sense. Phew, even to her to keep things grounded. I should have figured it wouldn't be that easy. Well, we have rehearsal this afternoon. Why don't we ask Professor Hawthorne then? Better yet, why doesn't Ben join us for rehearsal? He can ask the professor himself. Addie, that's a wonderful idea. I blink a few times. At this point, the hard decisions are practically being made for me. This is a good one to watch, too, since we're doing role tryouts. Thanks, you guys. That's a lot of help. So, what do you say, darling? Would you like to be there this afternoon? It's for a class assignment, so my options are limited. But it also means I get to spend more time watching Nate in his element. Who am I to refuse? Totally! Just tell me what time and I'll make sure to be there. I'll text you the details. Perfect. I'll have all my keynote-taking materials ready. And probably a list of questions to ask while I'm at it. Wonderful. And Ben? Yeah? I think your soup's gone cold. Gah! I told you should have ate it quicker. I end up sticking with Nate's group for the rest of lunch. I don't end up contributing much to the conversations, but it's really interesting to listen to a bunch of drama kids talk to each other. They all have so much to say all the time, it really makes me consider how drab and boring I can be to talk to. A few hours later, I'm finishing up drawing class with Carlos. Don't forget to turn in your sketchbooks on Thursday. The rabbit professor closes out the session with a quick reminder. While I'm packing my things, I watch from the corner of my eye as Carlos does the same. Him and I don't really interact with each other more than just the occasional greeting. It's a shame, too, since we share 2 classes in common. Is everything okay, Ben? Eh? Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about what I have to do later. It is always best to do your homework early. Do not let it pile up. I give the tiger a thumbs up. Way ahead of you, bro. I'm going to join Nate this afternoon since I'm writing an article for my journalism class about his group's upcoming play. I see. I was talking about your sketchbook, but okay. He flings his backpack over his shoulder and makes a beeline straight for the exit. See you later, Carlos. Goodbye. Huh. I know he means well, but I just wish he would communicate in a nicer way. I make my way out the building and onto the main path. Should probably make a pit stop at the dorm to pick up the materials I'll need. My pocket vibrates. It's probably Nate's text. I pull my phone out to check, and sure enough, it's him sending me the information I need. I shoot back a quick reply saying that I'm on my way. Heh. For some reason, I can't help but smile. Well, I should make this quick. I'm on my way, Nate. It takes a while, but I manage to retrace the steps I took through the theater building from that one time and find my way back to the classroom. I still think it's weird how out of the way this section is. They really nailed how backstage everything feels here. As I approach the door, I can hear that they're already in the middle of rehearsals. That must be what they call stage voice, if I'm able to hear it all the way down the hall. There's a small glass window in the door that gives me just enough of a view inside. On stage, a blue gecko kneels on one knee with his arms outstretched to the sky. He seems to be giving a long monologue in character or something. I don't know. Is it appropriate for me to walk in at this time? I don't want to interrupt anything, but... Well, they all know I'm coming, right? An opening presents itself when the gecko finishes his performance to applause from the audience. Without a second thought, I open the door and discreetly step into the room. Bravo! Bravo! Off to the side of the stage, I see a tall and lanky wolf hold a clipboard under his right arm as he claps. Oh. Great job, Manny. You have a lot of potential if you keep at it. Thank you, Professor Hawthorne. The way he gets flustered and shoves his hands in his jacket pockets reminds me of a certain other blue reptile I know. With that, he rushes off stage and joins the rest of the crew in the audience. Yeah, but reptiles the dragons aren't reptiles, they're mammals. Unless in this universe they're different. Could be. The professor takes center stage and addresses his students. I believe that was the last audition for the role of Arturo. Is that correct? A couple members of the crowd voice out their affirmation. Excellent. Let's move on to Theodora, shall we? I feel my blood run cold when the professor finally looks in my direction. Oh, hello there. I didn't realize we had a guest. The crowd all look back at me in unison. You must be the one I was told to expect, right? Come in, don't be shy. The wolf waves with both hands for me to approach. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Thankfully, Nate stands up and runs over to join me. Professor Hawthorne, this is my boyfriend, Ben. Wow, zero hesitation. So I know he's not ashamed of me. Oh, right, the journalism student. The professor folds his arms and scowls. Now, normally I don't allow sit-ins for tryouts. It tends to make my students more nervous than usual. But... especially when they're trying to write an article about us. The wolf leers down at me, clearly trying to gauge my intentions. I understand if I'm not welcome, sir. I didn't mean to intrude. And all of a sudden, as if a switch were turned, he brightens up into a cheery mood. That always gets him. Every time. Bits of laughter erupt from the crowd. Huh? Even Nate has a chuckle at my expense. What gives? Sorry, just a bit of theater humor. The professor steps down from the stage and walks up to me. Professor Hawthorne, at your service. He holds out a hand for me to shake. I'm Ben Rivers. Pleasure to formally meet you, Mr. Rivers. I've heard a lot about you from Nate. You have? I look over at my boyfriend, who shrugs his shoulders. Oh, don't act so surprised. It's not like I'm a closed book, you know. So, you're planning to write an article about our play, is that true? Yes, sir. He tweaks his head to the side and raises an eyebrow in response. You sure are wound up tight. Perhaps you'd be interested in taking my class next semester. It could help you loosen up. Oh, that's such a grand idea. Nate holds both my shoulders and does a little hop in place. You and I could be classmates. I thought we already were. You know what I mean. I crack a smile, then take a deep breath. Right, loosen up. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so nervous. I am indeed planning to write an article for the school newspaper about the play. Yes, I'm aware of the paper requirement for all journalism students. We have one sitting in our classes every semester. Really? The wolf nods his head. Feel free to take a seat whenever you'd like. I'll be open for questions after today's session. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate this. No, thank you. The articles every semester help boost ticket sales by a lot, so I'm more than happy to help you with your assignment. Come, sit with me, Ben. Okay. With that, the professor returns to his side of the stage. I pull out my notebook and get comfortable in the seat next to my boyfriend. Trials proceed for the next hour. I note down how surprisingly convincing everyone is for their level of experience. I'll admit, I've never seen what it's like when acting students take their roles seriously. Then again, there's a difference between high school kids doing it to fulfill a graduation requirement, and college students who willingly take a drama class because they're genuinely interested in it. Whoa, go Nate! This one's for you, darling. Nate gives a wide bow to the crowd after the professor announced that he secured the lead male role for the play. I knew he could do it. I'm so proud of him. The bull sitting a couple seats down from me clicks his tongue. Of course he'd get the role. Why can't you just be happy for him, Niall? You're always so obsessed with Nate. He seems genuinely distraught at being called out. I wasn't even auditioning for that role. I wasn't talking about the role. Niall, are you a homosexual? No, I thought Niall likes Addie. I was pretty sure about that. The bull goes quiet and folds his arms. Professor Hawthorne starts to read down a list, giving his final selections for each role. Seems that Candace is going to be playing the lead female role. Huh. This isn't a romantic play, is it? I'm not sure how I'd handle watching Nate kissing Candace if it came to that. A few minutes later, all the actors rejoin their classmates in the audience. Congratulations, Nate! I give my boyfriend a big, heartfelt hug. Thank you, hun. He returns my embrace. I hope you're ready for this, Nate. Nate returns to where he was standing and turns to face the lioness. I was born for this, Candace. So you say. You're going to be performing opposite to me, so I have high expectations. I need you to give the performance of your life so as to not make me look bad. Do I make myself clear? Relax, darling. When have I ever let you down? Candace, it's just a play put on by Drama 101 students. Don't you think you're putting too much pressure on us? The lioness turns to address the other red fox. I wouldn't expect you to understand. She was like in high school too, Addie. The bull smiles at Candace. Hey, remember that time the paparazzi showed up for your performance at Ophelia? As Ophelia? She returns with a stare that practically shoots daggers. I do have a lot of eyes on me, yes. Let's leave it at that. There's nothing to worry about, darling. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Tresem Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!